Good morning to all my friends and family, and welcome to Jim's 5 a.m. Club. And this morning I come to you from Shelley Beach. Shelley Beach is up here on the northern beaches, just where Manly is. And it's a windy old morning, but you'll see a few swimmers coming into Shelley Beach. It's not quite as ideal as what it normally is here. Normally it's quite still and beautiful, and the waters here are turquoise blue. This is a marine sanctuary here, and absolutely ideal for snorkeling, for young families, for get-togethers. It's one of the few beaches. It's one of the few beaches on the east coast of Australia which is west facing. So to come here in the afternoon, late afternoon in summer, and have the sun setting and being on the beach, which is sun drenched all afternoon, is ideal and a beautiful thing to consider. Anyway, let's go on a walk and talk. It's a bit windy, so the quality of the sound may not be all that brilliant, so I'll just try and cup my hand over it to try and keep it as good as possible. But this is selfie paradise with all the beautiful trees, and as you can see here, but when the sun comes out and this area here is sun drenched, it is glorious. Don't know if you're aware, but there's a swimming club here in Sydney, an ocean swimming club called Bold and Beautiful, and every morning they swim from South Stane to Shelley Beach and back. It's a 750 metre swim each way, so 1.5 kilometres. I do swim it on occasions, but now with COVID-19 things have slowed down, so I haven't given this swim consideration for a while, but hopefully in the future, when things sort themselves out, I'll be back in the water and swimming from South Stane to Shelley Beach. Let's go on a bit of a walk and talk and touch on a topic or two. There's a couple of swimmers coming in now, actually. I'll just point them out to you. Wouldn't be all that pleasant out there at the moment, but let me try and catch the swimmers as they're coming in. This is an early cruise. The swim normally starts at 7. I don't know if you can see the swimmers there, but they're wearing the characteristic pink hats, and they swim throughout the year. Every single morning. There are people who have swum every single morning for years. So it's part of the Australian lifestyle. It's part of the bronzed Aussie lifestyle, to be active, to be swimming, and these people swim the ocean every single day, which is quite remarkable. And they record their swims, so you can go through the records and see who swam what and over how many years, and they get badges for depending on how far they've swum and how long they've swum. Anyway, I'll just get out of the wind and just keep on walking and recording. But one of the topics that I want to talk about today is that I think I want to talk about the topic of self-destruction. My spiritual father told me years ago, and he said it never ceases to amaze him how many people he comes across who have absolutely everything. They've got a perfect family, a perfect job, they're earning money, they've got health, wealth, support, family, and all of the comforts in life. And he says that it never ceases to amaze him to see how people who have everything still find a way to mess up their lives. And it got me thinking, because it is a serious sort of topic, and it's something that impacts us all, because we've learnt over the years that other people's problems end up becoming our problems as well, and our problems, of course, become other people's problems. There's a ripple effect. I've had a lot of friends of mine divorce over the years, and that not only impacts them and their partners, it impacts their kids, and it impacts us as well. It impacts our relationships with them, our relationships with our other friends, because it's harder. You can't go out together with everybody as they once were, and as you get older, may the truth be learnt, it's harder to make friends and to have things in common, because the things that bring us together when we're younger are our children, our families, and as our kids get older and leave home, then once again, as we said, because we've spent our whole lives dedicated to our work and our children, we don't have the social circle to enable us to mix with a wide range of people. And even work these days, work is just so focused on work that people don't even get a chance to get out and socialise, because it's full on. So to the young people, the big question, well, before I get there, I just want to tell you a story. When my mother was suffering her cancer and was ill, it got to a point where she didn't want to see too many people for personal reasons. I don't know why, but she just wanted to not see too many people. And we've got a lot of friends and family and relatives who loved my mother, and they wanted to see her. So they couldn't quite understand why we were being gatekeepers and not wanting to see her. And one of my uncles, said that he wanted to see my mother. Anyway, what transpired was that my mother was a little bit unhappy or a little bit concerned, and so I went to my uncle's place to let him know that in future, if he can, not to go to hospital until my mother's treatment is complete, because she didn't feel comfortable meeting up with family and friends in the condition that she was in. But I was a little bit agitated. So being young, being immature, I wasn't in a position to be able to express myself as best I could. And I remember storming into the back door of my uncle's house, and with a look of anger in my face, and my uncle looked at me and he said, «Δημητράκη, πριν πεις τίποτα, θέλω να σκεφτείς αυτό που θα πεις, γιατί αν πεις κάτι και παρεξηγηθούμε, δεν θα μιλήσουμε για χρόνια». And I'll just translate that into English. My uncle said, knowing that I was upset and angry, to be mindful. He says, James, be very, very mindful of what you say, because I can see that you're angry, because what you say you may regret, or we may regret, but it may also mean that we may take years to ever talk again. So he was a very wise man. My Uncle George was very, very wise, and he knew how things happened and how families overreact sometimes. And he said to me, he gave me the warning, which was a very, very good warning, and it's a warning that we all need to keep in our minds and in our hearts. because sometimes we get carried away and we say things because we're emotional, we say things because we're angry, and those things bite us in the bum eventually. So his recommendation to me was to think clearly about what I was going to say and not to just spew out stuff which was emotional and wasn't productive or empowering. But in my typical boyish style, I ripped into him, and then I turned and walked out the door, and I'd taken no more than 10 steps when I said to myself, what have I just done? What have I just said? Because I saw that my uncle was very, very upset and disappointed. And I turned back immediately and walked in the house, and I tear up just thinking about it. And I saw my uncle. He looked at me, and I said to him, "Uncle, I'm sorry for what I said. Please forgive me." And we went over and we embraced each other and we both cried, because he felt my pain. He felt my pain. He knew that I'm an only child. He knew that I was going through a lot of stress, like all people go through a lot of stress when their loved ones are challenged. And he told me he'd forgiven me and to not worry about it. It would be as if it had never happened, which was a relief, because a lot of people in our lives don't give us a second chance. So there's a big message there for all of us. The message that my Uncle George was able to clearly articulate to me, to be very careful, as he said, be very, very careful with what you say, because what you say will be held against you. So it's not worth it. At the end of the day, what we've learnt in life is it's not worth blaming other people for the challenges that we face. Everybody's trying their best to do their best, and it's nobody else's fault. You know, if we're hurting, then we need to be embraced, we need to be comforted, and we need to deal with it, and not to blame other people for our misfortunes. Anyway, so that's a story that I thought that I'd share. It's an empowering story, and it's something which is worthwhile sharing. So thank you very much for joining me on Jim's 5am Club. Let's finish off with a positive affirmation. I'm alive, I'm well, and I feel absolutely great. To my friends and family, stay connected, stay relevant, and most importantly, let's always think and be sensitive to what we say to each other, because words are very, very damaging. Words can cause a lot of pain. Words that come out of a mouth which is emotional, and when we're in an emotional state, are not all that productive. And it pays to zip your mouth and to just accept things for what they are, without trying to overthink things, because as we said before, our problems are our problems, and we can't project our pain onto our family members and people around us, because it's not fair and it's not productive. And that's about it. So take care, everybody. Have a good rest of the day. I'm here at Shelley Beach, just in case you wanted to know. It's a Sunday morning, but it's a blowy Sunday morning, so it's not as comfortable or as beautiful as what I was kind of hoping it to be. But it's an opportunity to get out and to make the most of this beautiful city of Sydney. Take care everybody, yasas, and until we meet again, stay in control where you can, and let's do the best we can. Yasas.